I just wanted to give my thoughts on the day and just what it means to me, because I hear a lot from our people, ethnic minorities, in regards to Remembrance Day, Remembrance Sunday. People don't care about, wearing the poppies because of what it may represent to them and all those kind of other things. And I just wanted to start off by saying this. For me, Remembrance Day has got nothing to do with the context of the war. For me, Remembrance Day, which is where I would never disrespect it, at least on my end, or say knowingly disrespect it, is because what it represents to most people is it's not about the politicians, it's not about the reasons for going to war. It's the fact that people, innocent people, died in that war. A lot of them soldiers, a lot of them civilians as well. Now, I was watching a film the other day. I highly recommend you watch it, called All Quiet on the Western Front. It's a German film set in World War One, which is even better because I only seem to hear World War Two films. But it was a film in which gave the Germans' perspective on World War One from a soldier's perspective, that is. And it just goes to show you that a lot of on either side that you were on, the German side, whether you were on the side of the French, the British, um, whatever side that you were on, both of it was pretty much the same. You had young kids being drafted up who, let's be honest, they had absolutely no business, or had no thought about this nation here, this war here. They were just innocent people who were drafted up to the war, and they got selected and they did the thing, which is they fought for their countries. Just like if there was a world war to break out now, I know we have the Russian Ukraine thing, but I'm talking about if it was really like it was in those times, a lot of us fit, able men would be actually going to war. And even if we have absolutely no beef, no quarrel with whoever it is that we're going up against, we would have to do our duty. We would have to go out there and would have to um, fight for your nation. And there were people there, if you watched a lot of the films, if you listen to the literature, they didn't want to do that. They thought, no, I'm not fighting for this war. This is a politician's war. It's got nothing to do with me. And they were killed right on the spot. So when I think of today, when I think of Remembrance Sunday, I never really think about, well, what it's thought, or how I think about it is about the soldiers, the people who died, innocent people who died, those who didn't get to see their loved ones ever again, those who said goodbye thinking they may come back and didn't come back ever again. People who just, let's be honest, they would have been regular smegular plebs, even worse than that in the eyes of a lot of the bourgeoisie that's still around today in the Houses of Parliament. A lot of it will be there for these war generals, these politicians who just wanted to extend their territories at the cost of what? At the cost of whom? To a lot of people who, let's be honest, they would have had absolutely no issue, no beef with any of it. So when I hear a lot of people disrespect to Remembrance Sunday, I always think, are people really honest? I mean, this is my take on this is the reason why, again, the poppies are there for. It's not about the war itself. It's about what people died for. And that's really where, when it comes to me, Remembrance Sunday, I always pay respect, honor where it's due. I don't see it as a way of trying to almost point score when it comes to, oh, Europeans went to war, they're the ones and all this kind of other stuff. I get it. I get it. I understand that other people have different viewpoints, but for me, no, no, no. I'd always will say this: war is never pretty, war is never nice, and at the end of the day, innocents are going to get killed in the crossfire in whatever war that you see fit. So for me, when it comes to these type of days, it's never about the politics, even though war is political. Funny enough, it's all about the people who died in that war and the people who gave their lives. Maybe it's something that they believed in, maybe something that they probably didn't even have an absolute clue what was even about. 'Cause let's be honest, it's not until like 30, 40, 50 years later then we actually realize sometimes the true intention of what took place. And you're just there taking all the information, because they didn't have social media back then. There was none of this, you know, alternative media that was around that could tell them, this is what they're really doing, this is what they're planning. There's none of this. The conspiracy theories would have been ones who were shouting on the terraces. That would have been the alternative media, but they would have been probably seen as nut jobs. They would have been easily ushered out. It's not like it is today where you have a wealth of information. So yeah, for me, when it comes to this day, I'd always say I always pay respects to those who died.